YouTube, and you can share it from my YouTube. I'll send it to you from my YouTube.
Sounds
And
good.
if you would just subscribe to my YouTube, we'll call it even. That'll help
Sure.
me a lot. All right, everybody. It's me, your girl, Linda Marcus Smith, and I got bedhead going on today. So you're welcome. If this was 1969, I would be wearing a can of Aquanet hairspray and my hair would look like a wig. But today I'm going like this. I'm going like this just for you. Anyway, you know how I get on here and I interview people like sometimes for 2.5 hours? Well, not today. Today we're going to do a short one, a short little interview and a plug. So today I have Shawn Hennessy here. We're going to find out who he is, what makes him tick, how funny is he, all that kind of stuff in about 15, 20 minutes. And then at the end, we're going to plug the fact that he's on the Good Karma Festival and also his socials. So you can, since you're going to love him, you can follow him and help his career. So, how's that sound, folks? I know all three of you are watching from the comfort of your home in your jammies. I can just imagine what you're doing below the neck. Okay, so today let's bring on our guest right now, Shawn Hennessy. Hi, Shawn.
Hi, Linda. Good to be here.
Great to see you. When you
Thank you.
came into Zoom, I saw a picture of you and Betty White in close
Yeah.
proximity. Did you get to meet her while she was
No.
alive?
So that was actually at the Madame Tussauds in Hollywood. I think about a year before Betty unfortunately died, but I just had to take that picture. So I put that on the Christmas card, fooled a lot of people, which is
That's
pretty
so
fun.
amazing. That's a really good wax figure of her.
I know.
I thought it was really her.
You wouldn't be the first one.
Yeah. I went to the Madame Tussauds, oh, I don't know, maybe 25, 30 years ago. And there was some yahoo in the corner that worked there, standing still like a statue. And then when you walked by him, he moved. Do they still do that?
I didn't see that when I went, but I was kind of hoping somebody would.
It's a
Because I didn't
great thing.
recognize I didn't recognize everybody there, so it very well could have happened.
Yeah, yeah. Who else impressed you at Madame Tussauds?
The Elton John was really close. Conan O'Brien, that one was really really close. The Michael Jackson was really good. Um, yeah, those are the ones that stick out for me.
I'll have to go back there. I'm a
Oh,
real
you should.
sucker for stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's talk about who are you? I'm
Hmm.
trying to figure out just by looking at you, I'm trying to put you in a box because that's
So we
what
do.
boomers do. So, what are some aside from comedy,
Hmm.
who are you?
Well, so I'm born and raised in Rochester, New York, upstate New York. That's where that's where I work. That's where I live. Um, Kind of like the Rust Belt kind of attitude.
The what?
It's sort of kind of like a Rust Belt kind of city.
What's that?
So like it's where like all the industry used to be, and then all these businesses failed, and now we're still here. Like it tells you a lot about where I live, but we're coming back. I'm a chemist. That's what I do for work. I've worked in a lot of different uh, aspects of that. I've done forensic chemistry research. I've done nanomaterials work, and
Nanomaterial?
mhm, like research
Like,
and development for different organizations and stuff. I've worked in the cannabis industry very briefly. That was fun, but it gets a little crazy with that. And I'm really into music. That's a big hobby of mine.
what kind of music?
Oh, all kinds, everything from Dolly Parton to uh, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, and even some hip hop like Tupac or DJ Red or stuff like that. So I try to keep things pretty broad in terms of my I don't know my tastes and stuff.
So you're really into working in chemistry, and then
Hmm.
you appreciate a lot of genres of music to listen to and to
Hmm.
go to.
Hmm.
Okay. So you talked about nano something. I just
Mhm.
heard on the news about nanoplastics. Have you been keeping up with the latest on that?
I don't know with plastics. I kind of worked more in the coating side of it, like inorganic coatings and whatnot. Not so much in plastics. I've done a little bit of work with them, but like I've used them in different processes and stuff, but I have not really in the development side of it. But some interesting stuff going on out there. I'm in the industry and I still don't know half of the stuff that's going on.
So you're in comedy now. Talk to me about a very left-brained field of endeavor and a very artistic ability with music to
Mhm.
appreciate. So, when did comedy come into your life? Have you always been funny or always been told you should be a comedian or how did that happen?
I've always loved comedy. That's kind of the first real passion I've had. Even before music, I was really into. I would watch a lot of Saturday Night Live, sketch comedy stuff, and then even like the on Comedy Central, they would show the specials on there. I remember specifically Ron White being one of the first comics that really was like, "This is cool." Like even as a kid, I'm like, I don't know half of what this guy's talking about, but this is cool. This guy knows what's going on. And then later on getting into other comics like George Carlin and Andy Kaufman and a lot of the classic guys. But there's a lot of good comics out there now that still inspire me. Um, I
Andy
can.
Kaufman,
Mhm.
wow, that tells me a lot about your appreciation of comedy because not everybody got the depth or the breadth of Andy Kaufman. So for you to bring that name up, it blows me away. Yeah, you're an interesting person.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. Today, right now, today, who is going viral that has caught your eye and you appreciate today?
My current performing comedian has to be Joe Pera. He is a comedian. He's from Buffalo, New York. Been based out of New York City for the past 10 plus years. I've seen him live a number of times. He's brilliant. I think he's one of the most genuine like comics out there right now. Very
How do you spell
interesting.
his last name?
Pera. He has a new special that came out a few months ago called Slow and Steady. It's on YouTube. It's brilliant. Um, Highly recommend it to anybody. Um, yeah, that's all I can really say about that. But he's one of a kind, really. He's big inspiration for me.
That's amazing. I would have never known that name without you saying it. So thank you for that. I'll go check him out later.
Mhm.
So you started comedy roughly how long ago?
It's been about a year and a half. I started here in Rochester, and I've been doing open mics since then around here in different parts of New York. Been featured on a few showcases around the state, and this is the first festival I'm featured on, first comedy festival I'm featured on. So I'm really honored for that.
And now I'm assuming that your comedy, from the comments you made, I'm assuming your comedy is ethereal, smart, thinking type, right? I
Depends on who
wouldn't
you ask.
I wouldn't think that your comedy is just fluffer nutter because you seem very, when you're speaking of comedians that you appreciate, Andy Kaufman, I don't think you go for puns and wordplay and a little twist at the end. I think you probably make people think. Are you into making people think and creating social change? Or what's your purpose in comedy?
I I try to just bring up things that I notice in life, I guess, and I think all comics do that to a degree. Um, I guess I like to I like having people look at things differently and kind of make connections, and maybe that's from my science background or whatnot. But I try to still make it fun. I don't like talking down to the audience.
No.
That's never my goal. I want people to laugh at the end of the day, even if I, you know, act a little silly. It's like. I'm there to make people laugh.
Yeah, that's a great blend. I can see you doing that very easily because you have the intellect and just from the people that you said that you appreciate, I can see what you would do on stage. So, yeah, so you signed up for the Good Comedy Festival and you got into it. It's your first festival. What, without giving me pat answers that everybody else is giving me, give me something unique. What is it you're hoping to learn or bring to it? What are you hoping to take away from it?
So I'm excited to perform in a new state. I'm doing the show. I'm doing the show at the Naughty Goose in Northeast Maryland. I've never performed outside of New York State. So honestly, I'm really excited to add another state on my list because that's a goal I have to perform in all 50 states. And I think this is the first step to getting towards that goal. Definitely meeting new people. I've never been to Maryland, so I'm excited to check that out. Hang out with some people, try some food, and you know, I love travel, so that's always fun too. It's another passion of mine.
So, are you going to drive there or fly there?
I'm driving, so I'm gonna pretty much drive right through the entirety of Pennsylvania on the way. So maybe I'll stop, at another spot on the way over. There's a lot of a lot of opportunities in that area.
Absolutely. I know a gal in comedy, and she wanted to travel to all 50 states. So she made up her own tour. And you know how we do.
Hmm.
And she billed it as a tour to host comedy in all 50 states in the continental United States. And she did it.
That's
She went
awesome.
every single state hosting.
Hmm.
And they found out her goal was to host in all 50 states, so they let her.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. I would go back and then later on, when you're ready, go back and feature and then
Hmm.
go back and headline.
That's additional goals. Just starting if I can get an open mic in Delaware. That'd be pretty cool. But I'm not expecting the headline in LA or anywhere anytime soon. But if it happens, that's great too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So tell people where they can follow you on social media and what day you're going to be at the Gray Goose.
Mhm.
Gray Goose?
The Naughty Goose.
Naughty Goose. Same thing.
Yeah, there
Not
you go.
kidding.
Right, there you go.
The
We'll be
Naughty
drinking it.
Goose in Northeast Maryland.
Yes.
So when are you performing first?
Oh,
And then your socials.
mhm. I'm gonna be at the Naughty Goose on Thursday, February 29th. Naughty Goose, Northeast Maryland. Tickets aren't up yet, but they will be soon. I'll definitely post again on my social media, but hopefully Frank Vignola will as well, because we want to sell this out. We want to have a full show. Don't want to perform to an empty crowd.
Yeah. So that's like an hour away from Baltimore, right?
I roughly, yeah, I looked it up. It's right in between Baltimore and Philly, so I might stop over there, before or after, hang out. So I'm excited.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good venues. Is Fergie's still open in Philadelphia? That's a great mic. I know a mic doesn't sound like much, but if Fergie's bar is still open in Philly, you got to
Okay,
experience it. Everybody in Philly goes to that mic.
I'll check it out. I love Philadelphia. It's a great city, so I would love to perform there if possible. That'd be great.
Yeah. I like Ray's Happy Birthday Bar too. And
A
good
lot of-
comedy, that's a great place too, if they have things going on. Very welcoming to outsiders.
mm, it's always good.
Yeah. Of course, punchline, but that's a throw your name in the hat and
Hmm.
see if they call you up kind of thing.
Yeah, I've been to Punchline to see comedy, but I haven't performed there. But that was a really cool venue, a really fun area of the city.
Yeah, totally. Great area.
Hmm.
So, okay, tell us your
Oh,
socials
socials. Yeah,
and I'll let you go.
cool. Um, my main social media is probably Instagram. It's just Shawn Hennessy comedy. I'm on Facebook. That's just my normal profile, but I post about all my shows on there. So feel free to reach out on there. I have a YouTube, Shawn Hennessy comedy. I'm starting to post clips up there. I just have one video up right now, but yeah, I'm just trying to get the word out, get more clips out, and have some fun, do some shows, make people laugh.
Fabulous. So you have a YouTube video on Shawn Hennessy comedy.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go watch it right when we get off here. I want to see what you're about. I have
Sure.
nothing, I have no voting rights on at all. I'm just interviewing for the festival, but I'm curious about your style of comedy.
Uh, Hopefully you like it.
I'm sure I will. Yeah. You got me intrigued just by, your background and your interests and comments you've made. So now I have, this is what people watching this are going to do. They're going to go, I can't imagine what he does on stage. I got to go. So people, if you're watching, look at him. You can't figure out really what he does on stage. Go
You never
watch it.
know.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you so much, Shawn Hennessy. Good luck
Thank
on
you.
February 29th at the Naughty Goose in Northeast Maryland.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so